Hi everyone. So in this video clip, I want to introduce you very quickly about the pump rig devices we want to use for Lab2 and Lab3. The name of this device is SM450C, and you can see it's on the name plate over there. And this pump rig can be used in several lab activity involved with the energy efficiencies and analysis of open and closed system, thing that we discussed in chapter 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in the lab 2, we deal with the closed system. So let me start with the pump device. So in this case, you can see the pump will be designated by the letter P over here, right? And the pump will be driven by electric motor, right? And the electric motor shaft will be producing shaft work, and that shaft work will be fed into the pump shaft, right, via the coupling device. And the electric motor also receive the energy from the electric power. In this case, you can see the cable over here, and they connect to this plug here and go up into the ceiling. Right? So that's where the pump get energy, and also water get the energy from the pump shaft. So the pump here will have the input and the output. So the input of the pump will be connected to the water tank over here. So the water tank, normally they should have the water level indicator to see how much water left in the tank. But in this case, I go around and I didn't see that kind of indicator. But anyway, by taking a look, peeking into the small slot here, and you can see water still in a halfway. So we are good to go. So back into the pump, we have the input of the pump connecting to the water tank, and the output of the pump will be going up like this. Right. And there will be two pressure sensors to tell the input pressure P1 and the output pressure P2. And these two pressure sensors will send the signal, right, to the dashboard, up to the dashboard over here. Right. So we will go back into dashboard detail later on. But now go back into the system, and we can see that the water, after exiting the pump, we will go up to this banding. And the blue device here, you can see this is a flow meter. The flow meter will report the volume flow rate for the water running in this system. And this cable here will connect into the dashboard as we said before, and they will report the volume flow rate up there. So after passing through the flow meter, and there will be a valve V1, right? So the valve here will be, we can open or close it so that we can let the water run through the system. So once water passing through the V1, and they go return to the tank, right? So in this case, the system for Lab2 just consists of pump, motor, flow meter device, valve, and water tank. So if you take a look on the water pump, the control volume around the water pump, and you can indicate this water pump as the open system with one entry, right? One entry and one exit. However, if you take back and see the whole system, the loop, and you can see that this loop system could be considered as a closed system because water is not lost or gained in these cases. Right? So the whole pump rig here comes with several other devices like the turbine in this way, and the other red that pelting turbines over here, that's just for the other labs. And the pump rig comes with several others band, extra band and tube here, so that you can set up the circuits in different way. Right? So we can go back into that topic later on. So now let's focus on the dashboard over here. Right? So we'll tell you most of the data related to the pump. Right? So early on we discussed about the inlet pressure for the pump. We have P1 collected by the pressure sensor at the inlet pump, and we have the outlet pressure P2 telling the pressure of the water exiting the pump. On the same row you can see they report the pump torque and the pump speed in N1. So in this case we can understand that N1 is just the equivalent to RPM, that means round per minute. On lab 3, and the dashboard also report to you the pressures on the inlet of the turbine, the turbine torque and the turbine speed. Right. So for now, most of the display you can either use the display here button here or the reset button to reset whatever they have in the previous lab will be reset into the original setting. And for all the button we ignore in this two lab. Before we start with the lab 3, make sure that the control panel will be have the power off. Alright, so the lab 3 setting starts with this corner. Remember on the lab 2 we have the 90-degree bend to let the water go back into the tank right away. However, in this lab 3 setting, we replace that 90-degree bend with new crooked 90-degree bend like this. With this setting, water from the water pump will go up to the bend and go through the flow meter and go through the valve 1 and go to the red turbine over here. So in this case you can see that the little pointed nozzle, so that's where we control how much water from the pump heading into the red turbine wheel. So the mechanism to adjust the opening of that tips will be using this hand wheel here. So the hand wheel here will be either from the maximum 7 setting to number 0. So according to the lab 3, the first setting will be at number 7. So let's do that. Alright, and at the opening of the pressure you can see the pressure sensor P3 reporting the pressures of the water before going into the turbine. And you may wonder what is the exit pressure of the turbine. So it turned out that when the water exits the nozzle and heading into the turbine wheel, and the water will drop down into this opening into the tank, and the free surface into the tank will be the exit pressure of the system, and that exit pressure will be equivalent to the atmospheric pressure. So back here you also have the other hand wheel to adjust the brake. This mechanism here to adjust the hand brake to apply some pressures on this wheel. So that wheel will be taking the torque from the turbine in the front, and by using this hand wheel we can adjust the new meter value of that shaft. So everything will be reported into the dashboard. At the beginning of lap 3, you set up the nozzle opening at number 7, right? And you also close this valve. And after that, you turn on the power in the control panel. And now you can turn on the pump here. The first setting for lap 3, we adjust this potential meter so that we can have the pump speed around 2900 rounds per minute. So once you have that speed, 3900 RPM, and you can turn on the valve 1. You turn this valve 1 until the flow meter reach 175. So that number here now only is 129. You continue to open the water. Until the flow meter report at 175 liter per minute. After that, you go back into the hand press here to access the value of torque here for Newton meter. So right now, the torque is reporting almost 4, right? So you can either tie it up or lose it out so that you always have the first setting is 4 Newton meter. So the mechanism to adjust that value here is this one. You turn counterclockwise to lower down that value, clockwise to increase that value, right? So now let's make it a little bit lower by turning this handle counterclockwise. So the value here is still higher than 4 Newton meter. So let's adjust more. So this time I just turning this angle counterclockwise a little bit, and maybe another student can monitor the dashboard and communicate with the other students who do the hand wheel adjustment. So now it's value 4.9. Maybe we just a little bit more going down. Alright, so now it's you almost reach to 4 newton per meter. So this is the first setting for the last week.